to share a story with you. And it's a story that might be a little bit different than what you're expecting to hear. I want to share a story, my story, of how I failed everything. Now, this talk is inspired by a post I wrote on LinkedIn a little over a year ago entitled, I Failed Everything. Because what I want to do with you today in our little fireside chat is share with you how to overcome setbacks, how to overcome challenges, how to turn failures into something that we can be proud of. How do we develop this limitless mindset, this limitless ability to take action and get the results that we want? See, my setbacks and my failures, like many of us, started very early on. I went to 2 different elementary schools and 3 different high schools, every time politely shown the door out. It didn't help that my teachers were also the same teachers that my oldest sister had, and she was a brain. She was absolutely brilliant. Me, on the other hand, well, I didn't listen so much, I didn't have such good grades, and I just didn't fare well with authority in general. But every time I managed to pass my year, and the next year I would start in a new school, and on and on and on. Eventually, I made my way to law school, and the same thing happened. I managed to graduate law school, passed the bar, went into the world, and could not hold on a job. And every time I would get this new job, something would happen, and I would blame the entire world, the organization, everybody that was there, my bosses, my superiors, for my setbacks and my challenges and my own failures. And then I started my own businesses. And you'd think that by then I would have understood what I needed to do to be successful. But no, I did not. I didn't only fail once in business. I failed twice. I lost everything twice. I trusted the wrong people. I hired the wrong people. I made really bad decisions. And every single time, it was always everybody else's fault. There was always something wrong. There must be something in the water, I would think, for me to fail so much, so often, over and over and over again. Until I realized that my ability to succeed had nothing to do with my environment or the water. My ability to succeed resided in 2 things: taking ownership of everything that I was doing, and changing my thoughts. Now, I want to break those down for you. Ownership. It is the most crucial part of learning to overcome setbacks and challenges and turning failures onto its head. When you own your part in why you have failed, you are now able to take action. If I had continued to start businesses without acknowledging my part in my failures, then I would have kept on failing. And it is incredible how us human beings think that we can not change, not grow, keep doing the same things, but get a different result. But when you stop and you take a moment and you realize, hey, listen, we're behind closed doors here. I don't have to share this with anyone, but I am going to take a hard look at my own actions. And I'm going to take a hard look at the results I have been getting and make them my responsibility. The minute we can take responsibility for our actions is the minute we can start shifting them. Jim Collins, the author of Good to Great, said something about the Stockdale paradox. It's this paradox of being brutally honest with your current reality, knowing where you are, while believing that you can achieve a better outcome. And that's what I did. That's what I started doing a little bit in law school, but I hadn't mastered it yet. I did it a little bit when I was working for somebody else. Still didn't do it very well. But after I failed at my second business, that's when I really needed to take a good hard look at what my part was in all of these failures. And that's when things started to turn around. But I wasn't a success yet. I was still in the midst of dealing with this second failure that almost left me completely bankrupt with 2 very small children. Now, I told you before that there are 2 parts. The first one being ownership, and the second one being the way I was thinking. See, I had this victim mentality where I always blamed my external circumstances for what was happening to me. And when I took ownership, part of that went away, but it didn't change the way that I was thinking. And that's what needed to change. See, Byron Katie and Emmett Fox and Napoleon Hill all told us that our thoughts dictate our feelings, that our feelings dictate our actions, and that our actions dictate our results. But in this fast-moving paced world, we always focus on our actions. What it is that I can do. What should I do? What could I do? What didn't I do? And we think that by doing more or doing less of something will change our results. But where the magic really happens, what makes us so limitless, is that our actions are only the byproduct of our emotions and our thoughts. Our thoughts is where it all starts. Why? Because your thoughts are going to bring about feelings, and those feelings are going to bring about the right kind of actions that are going to give you the results that you want. So after I failed my second business and I was done failing, I looked at the results I wanted to get. What results am I looking for? What kind of business do I want to build? What kind of impact do I want to have? What kind of influence do I want to have? What kind of employees do I want to work with? What kind of clients do I want? And those were my results. And I started thinking, okay, how do I have to think to make this a reality? Well, first I have to think and I have to believe that I am worthy of it. I'm worthy of running a successful business. I'm worthy of having incredible employees that want to work with me. I'm worthy of having clients that want to be served by me, that loved being served by me, and I get tremendous value by the services that I offer. Those are the kind of results that I wanted. I first have to believe and think that I was worthy. Then I had to start thinking, okay, how am I going to make this happen? What do I need to think? Well, I need to think that I can be a success. I need to think that my services are valuable. I need to think that there are clients out there that want to be served by me. Now, those are all the thoughts that I started thinking, and with every new thought that I was getting, I was feeling empowered. I was feeling more confident. And because I was feeling more empowered and more confident, when I was reaching out to potential clients and they were saying no, I said, okay, that's fine, because I know that there are more clients out there that want me, and there are more clients out there that want to be served by me. So the fact that you're saying no once, twice, 10 times, 50 times, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to keep going, because I know that out there are the people that want to be served by me. But that all started with a thought that I could do this. And not only could I do it, but that I would be successful at it. And I want you to do, as you're listening to me, I want you to think of something in your life, whether it's in your profession or even if in your personal life, that you are not getting the results that you want. You are not getting the kind of outcome that you should be getting, even though you are thinking that all the actions that you're taking are the right actions. You're like, I'm doing all the right things. Why am I not getting the results that I want? I want you to go back to, how are you thinking? What is your thought process? What are the emotions that you feel when you have those thoughts? Do you have self-sabotaging habits? Are you crippled by imposter syndrome? Do you have a limited belief that you're doing all the right actions, but you don't actually believe that you can be successful at doing what it is that you are doing? Follow the golden thread of thoughts and feelings and actions and results. If you don't know where to start with the results that you want and go up the golden thread. If I want those results, what kind of actions do I need to take? If I take those kind of actions, how do I need to feel? And for me to feel this way, what do I need to think? And here's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make once they go up or down that golden thread, is they try to reach for a thought that your brain can't get behind. They try to reach for a thought that is way too far out of reach. See, if I'm failing and I'm in the midst of dealing with a setback, and all of a sudden I say, oh, well, you know what? I should think that I'm incredibly talented at what I'm doing. My brain is going to go, no, you're not. You're not incredibly talented, because probably if you were incredibly talented, you wouldn't be failing so much, or you wouldn't be dealing with so many challenges or setbacks. The thought of, oh my God, I'm failing right now, to I'm brilliant and talented and everybody wants to work with me, is too big of a gap. There's too big of a gap between those two thoughts. The brain can't get behind it. You won't believe it. So what do? When you have a thought that is limiting you, when you have a thought that is not producing the kind of results that you want, you go one step above. What is the thought that I'm having right now? The thought that I'm having right now is, I'm never going to succeed at this. This is too much for me. Okay. What's my next best thought? On the scale of 1 to 10, if the thought that I'm thinking is a 1 or a 0, what is the thought that on a scale of 1? On the scale of 1 is, you know what? Challenges and setbacks are part of life, but they are not final and they are not fatal, and I am learning. Okay, I'm learning to do this, which means I am entitled to mistakes. And once I start believing that I'm learning, now I'm giving myself some leeway. Now I'm a little bit more confident. Now I can take the kind of actions that reflect that kind of confidence. And now I'm starting to get a little bit better results. Now I'm at a level 1 thought. How do I get to a level 2? Now I look back at what I've done, and I'm like, you know what? I have been learning and I have been improving. And now my next thought is, I am improving. I am doing great strides on this success journey. I'm getting to where I want to go. Now, because I'm having this level 2 thought, now my emotions are following through. Now my actions are following suit, and so are my results. And so on, so forth. As you go up your level of thoughts, and at one point you're thinking, I am successful. I am worthy. I am brilliant at what I do. And I want to do more of it. And so your feelings, how you feel, this feeling of empowerment, of confidence, will lead you to take such courageous and brave and bold actions that it will lead to incredibly courageous, bold, and brave results that are unprecedented if you had continued to think how you were thinking when you were allowing the setbacks and the failures and the challenges take a hold of you. And that is how we develop a limitless mindset. That is how we become limitless. By allowing our thoughts and our feelings to align with the kind of actions that give the kind of results that we aspire to achieve. Thank you for being part of this talk with me today. I hope that you have learned something very valuable, that you are going to do the exercise that I'm offering you in this talk, and that you are going to implement it and use it in your everyday life to start seeing the kind of results that you want. Thank you for making me part of your celebrations.
And wishing you all at Care Indeed another 12 years of limitless success.